The sun feels good. The change of seasons is coming. And talking about seasons, it seems like a new season is coming here in St. Thomas. So today we're here to check it out.
Located 26 kilometers south of London, the railway city was once a major hub. Multiple trains ran through its core, connecting southwestern Ontario all the way to Detroit and Buffalo. It was shaped by British planning traditions, order, walkability, and civic presence. You can still see those strong bones today in the grid and the proportions of the street. As we explore downtown, I see unique properties, character in the architecture, a main street with real width and presence. But while walking it, something feels off. The businesses are scattered, the foot traffic is thin. For a street with this much going for it, it's quieter than I expected. Looking into it, a few things happened here. The rail decline pulled the economic foundation out from under, but that was mainly during the 1950s and 60s. So as rail began to fade, the city pivots to auto manufacturing. The Ford St. Thomas assembly plant was opened in 1967, and for a period of time, that was the go-to for the area. Meanwhile, the station, which is a prominent landmark in the heart of the downtown, is sparingly used. From the 1970s to the 1990s, it began to decline and was underutilized. In 1996, it officially closed, and this is when it really started to become abandoned and deteriorate. The global financial crisis didn't just crash the stock market. It collapsed the North American auto industry almost overnight, and St. Thomas felt that directly. The Ford assembly plant, which had been one of the city's largest employers for decades, started to decline and officially shut down in 2011 as a direct consequence of that collapse. That's thousands of jobs gone and one of the main economic contributors to the city. So, for a city that has already lost its rail identity, losing Ford was the second blow. That meant fewer daily trips into the core, less consistent foot traffic, and a downtown increasingly disconnected. Add to this the expansion of modern commercial planning, and instead of reinforcing the downtown, it actively began spreading outwards. Car-first planning further fragmented what remained. The wide roads designed to move people through the city rather than draw them in. Talbot was always meant to be the spine, but a spine only works when the streets feeding into it are alive too. Living the reality is about urban planning and architecture, but more than that, it's about learning what makes a place work. Not just how it looks, but whether people genuinely want to live there, invest there, and build life there. And part of that is us looking for real opportunities when it comes to infill developments. When you look at St. Thomas through that lens, the question isn't whether the bones are there. They are. But the question arises, what needs to happen first for everything else to follow? There are some good signals of growth and innovation. Notably, the station, which was brought back and repurposed into a mixed-use heritage and event space in 2013, and the elevated park built on the old Michigan Central Railroad. But the core needs density first. Large-scale development to bring people back into the downtown, make Talbot viable, and create conditions where smaller infills on secondary streets actually make sense as investments. As a standalone city, this is going to take some time. It needs the economic and social pull, and that pull needs to be built deliberately. Here's where things start to get interesting, because things are changing in St. Thomas. The old Ford plant has been reborn as an Amazon fulfillment center. And the Volkswagen battery plant is coming, one of the largest manufacturing investments in Canadian history. That's a true economic shift that brings St. Thomas into a new season. The downtown can feel like it's waiting for something to happen. But if you shift that lens and see it as part of the broader London, southwestern Ontario corridor, something changes. This is a region in expansion. New infrastructure, major industrial investments, and projects like the battery manufacturing plant are reshaping the economics of the area. St. Thomas sits roughly 30 minutes from London and is well within reach of the 401. It offers something increasingly rare. At the same time, it retains just enough historic fabric and downtown character to create a sense of place, and recently completed projects are a node to what's possible here. It's no longer just a small city struggling with a legacy downtown. It is becoming a value suburb with a growing regional economy anchored by a major economic engine. When you view the city in that way, the fundamentals change. You get affordability, space, proximity to major employment, and a downtown built on 100-year-old bones. That, with the right density, investment, and sequencing, is positioned to evolve into something new again.